Commitment, it's an ostensibly good trait to have, especially for things that take time. A good relationship requires commitment. Being healthy is honestly a pretty big commitment. And also, this video has been catchy enough to hold your commitment for this long. And hopefully your time committed pays off in the end, but honestly, what if it doesn't? How can you tell when something's worth committing to? It's complicated. When it comes to fitness, it's well documented in factual research that if you commit to a healthy lifestyle, it will benefit you physically and mentally. In a relationship, there are no numbers. There's no research really. It's all feeling. In love, you kind of just know. Maybe. Probably, I don't know. And here, when it comes to fashion, we kind of fall in the middle of both fact and feeling. You can do your research into trends and looks, or also just trust your taste, but you'll never know how those pieces and those styles age, and even more understated, you will not know how your taste evolves. You cannot predict these things. And so now we'll get to the point of the video, if you haven't guessed already. The worst thing that you can do for your style is overcommit. It's like being out of position in a video game. No one wants to be here. Now, what does this even mean? How can you overcommit in fashion? Well, let me show you how this is such a problem for everybody in every stage of fashion and how you can avoid this to save yourself some time, money, and how to keep your drip from running dry. Trauma can be established as things that happen in life too fast, too much, or too early, as in when life gets too fast for you to be able to keep up, or when the burden just gets too heavy for you to lift, or when things in your life happen too early for you to properly understand. Now, how does this tie with clothes? Why did I write the video like this? Well, we're gonna start with things that happen too early, because I feel like this is the best place to identify the problem and to keep you from overcommitting to something, especially when you don't know anything about it. So in fashion, what does it mean to overcommit too early? Well, it happens the same way to everybody. Well, at least this is how it happened to me. And since I'm just like you, I feel like this is a very common problem. You finally get to that age where you want to turn up your style. You start caring about yourself, and maybe you get a little bit going. And then you get that first compliment. It feels good. Maybe you even look in the mirror and you're like, I'm kind of nice right now. You start looking at other people's styles and looks for inspiration until you get to one dreadful realization. You are far behind, buddy. You gotta catch up. So you pick a style that's cool, and more importantly, a style that other people think is cool, and then you associate yourself with that style before actually taking time to cultivate and curate something that you might actually like. You know why? Because that takes time. And I'm not about to sit around this world looking mid. And before you know it, you've overcommitted to a style that has nothing to do with you, but rather everything to do with how other people see you. And it's the worst thing that you can do for your style, because it's not even your style. You never took the time to cultivate and curate something personal and unique, rather overcommitting to something that's already been done, i.e. stolen, not inspired. And for a solution, the best thing you can do here is let that style build slowly. When you're early in your style progression, it might seem very attractive to just pick a lane that's already been ran through, catch up to the big leagues, and look as good as these other guys by literally copying their fits. But honestly, the best things take time. And so for all you guys that are too early in your style progression to have even made this mistake, here's your warning and some words of advice. There are no shortcuts to drip. Embrace the process, try new things, and do not overcommit too early. But one thing that won't necessarily suffer from overcommitment is preparation, especially when it comes to things like hype drops and releases. It's the meta of fashion nowadays, with everything being online. And for that, I would like to take a moment to talk to the sponsor of this video, Secured, for helping me out throughout the past year. And also, you don't want to pay resale right now. Secured is the best way to secure any drop you want for retail, with the release timers, raffles, stock monitors, and even bots, all in one spot. And like I said earlier, they helped me secure a pair of the Ambush Dunks, which I always intended on wearing. I really liked how they looked, and I thought it would be easy to wear, but now I'm rethinking my decision because the resale is cracked. You get all the info you need in one spot, so you're never really anxious, and there's also huge community behind it because commiserating together is better than being down bad alone. Here's the secured hub where you can find future releases. You can even see the potential profit to justify your means, and once you find something you like, you can see how many raffles there are for the product, and honestly, you'll be surprised at how many you're missing out on a lot of the times. They got a lot of manual guides if you're trying to raw dog the release day, you know, for all my purists out there. But if you're slow, right? Then Secured has a checkout bot that all members can get for free on the sites that use Shopify and Supreme. It's pretty much a juiced Google Chrome autofill checkout. It works for sports card sites too, like Target and stuff. They also rent out bots on launch day that are just too pricey, like Cyber. It's a very expensive bot. Why buy that when you can rent it on Secured? And if you're just not comfortable using bots, they have a service where you can pay a small fee for someone with a bot to run a slot for you. Lastly, to stay up to date, the Discord server has a monitor system that scans all the sites for the latest restocks and surprise drops, as you can see here. And the Secured team also does their best to make sure everyone's up to date with everything with group pings. There's a real guy doing that. That's a real person. I know this is a lot to take in, but you can also schedule a call with a specialist at any time. I even had to do that. I'm not going to be ashamed of it. There's a lot to process, but they'll get you through it. You'll be flying in no time. So go get Secured. Use my code Frugal50 and you'll get 50% off your whole first month. I can't really think of a better deal than that. They wouldn't let me give it to you for free, and I'm not going to ask them again. And honestly, if you're able to secure one thing with Secured, you're probably going to be making more than double your money back on the service, as you can see with the dunks, if I decide to sell them. So go sign up for Secured now. The link is in the description. Thank you. I will see you guys on the Discord. I am there somewhere. Now we're going to move on when you overcommit to things too fast. Now, it might seem too fast, too early. It's the same thing, but these are two completely different ways to make the same mistake. When you overcommit too fast, it's when you find a certain style that you like, you get a breakthrough into it, and then you just start betting the house on it. It's like when you first heard about cryptocurrency, and look at you now. Is anyone ever really happy? You overcommit too fast. It's like when you try on your first pair of Ricks, and you think, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so edgy, right? Like, I'm ahead of the curve. My friends look up to me now, you know? Everyone kind of gets there. And then now you render all your casual street clothes useless. Because what are you going to be wearing those pod shorts with, huh? Your dunks? It's the wrong dunks, baby. Like I said before, your taste will change with time. That is natural. But you know what is not natural? Drastically making that change too fast. What I think will benefit anyone better is that gradual change, you know? You slowly make that transition, letting each piece in your wardrobe evolve slowly so that you kind of create a functional bridge in your wardrobe between your old style and your new style so that you can go back and forth between things very naturally. Like making that gradual shift from street to tech wear can be very smooth, and I feel like there's a lot of pieces with both styles that can go together if you just take your damn time. Again, it is about the journey, not the destination. Like when you are hooking up with somebody, right? Do you want to just skip to the part where you are sleeping? No, you want the chase, you want that foreplay, and you want to take in the actual You want to take in the actual thing. You don't want to just skip to the part where you're sleeping and or calling an Uber home. And also, funny enough, in that situation too fast is not fun. Too fast is not good. You want to hear stories about yourself being like, yeah, he was kind of fast. We are not taking those accolades. So take your damn time. Hold your style nut in, you know? Just enjoy the process. And now, lastly, we got a big one that kind of plagues every single person in fashion. We all end up here when you overcommit to something too much. As in when you get way too invested into a style, or not even just a certain style, maybe your own rotation, and there's too much time and money spent into that, and you just feel like it would be inappropriate and irresponsible to hop out of that because it's like, I spent so much time getting here, why would I want to leave? And whether you realize it now or later, everyone's going to end up here eventually. And the greatest challenge here is getting out of that. And one of the biggest mistakes you can make for yourself is ignoring that. Because it's kind of true, you know? Because it's like, what goes better with the clothes that I own than the clothes that I own? You know, so then you get bored and you realize, oh my God, how long have I been here? And then so you go out to buy more clothes. You know, you try to break the cycle, maybe try something new. And you're out shopping, you're thinking to yourself, okay, what would go well with the clothes that I have and what would look good on me? And then before you know it, you end up buying the same type of stuff because we're comfortable with it. You know it's gonna fit, you know it's gonna look good on you. And then bam, fast forward another month, you're like, oh my God, I'm still here. And then so you go out to buy more clothes. You know, you try to break the cycle, maybe try something new. And you're out shopping, you're thinking to yourself, okay, what would go well with the clothes that I have and what would look good on me? And this keeps repeating, and now you're stuck with yourself, which is worse than being stuck with any style, really. There's like a metaphor here for like not just clothes. Like this is a lot of people's lives. You know, you kind of live the same day doing things that are comfortable because they're comfortable and easy, and you know they're gonna be at least okay. And then fast forward another month and you're like, oh my God, I've been living the same life for... Anyways, this is how you break the cycle for clothes. Find what you think is cool, but don't think too much about how it won't go with the stuff that you already have, because that's kind of the point. Just find a piece or a style cue that would change up your rotation and kind of change up the way you dress just marginally, you know, but still not make the jump too quick, because the best style is a style that you can maintain. Oh, no, it's a diet. What the fuck am I talking about? No, but on the real, it really is just slowly finding new stuff that spikes your interest. If you feel like you're stuck in that stupid meta of flannels, hoodies, totes, cargo pants, and dunks, go buy something that would switch that up, that you can still kind of work around. Like instead of wearing dunks, maybe buy a pair of boots and then retrofit that into some outfits. And then bam, you're already wearing some different fits. And then you're like, okay, cool. Since that looks good with boots, maybe these pants would look good with boots. Now you're buying fabric trousers because those look good with boots, and you're like, I don't really think the flannels go well with this anymore. And now you're buying some new stuff, you're buying some jackets maybe, and bam, you're in a whole nother style because you bought something that broke that rotation. Whether it's gonna be a whole different piece, whether it's gonna be adding color, big one, underrated, but changing up the proportions, accessorizing, and you just keep doing that until the end of time, because you will never be satisfied with your style and you'll never be satisfied with anything. And that's kind of life. You just keep going because you're on this little rat race for dopamine. And if you're doing it with fashion, you gotta buy new clothes and stuff, you know? So like I said, the worst thing you can do for your style is get complacent and overcommit into yourself. Because you know why? Because that turns the engine off and then you stop exploring. And that was kind of the whole point of getting into fashion anyways. You wanted to try some new stuff. So where's the new stuff? Even well-established brands with visions that have been around for years have to keep evolving to stay relevant and to stay interesting. So whether you're overcommitting too hard onto something or drastically changing your style too fast for it to seem natural, it's two sides of the same coin. Personally, I think getting stuck with bad style habits is worse than trying out a new style and realizing it doesn't really look good on you, because I would rather take an occasional L than be perpetually mid. Think about this, right? You're watching movies. Would you rather have every single movie be mid, or would you rather have the occasional banger that you're talking about with your friends and stuff? It's amazing. And then the occasional snooze fest, and you're kind of like, okay, that movie sucked, whatever, we'll move on to the next one. It's interesting, you know, it keeps you on your toes, you know, it makes life fun. So I think tying the three together and going back to that stupid trauma analogy I made earlier, I think the biggest takeaway from the three is to just keep the ball rolling, but slow and steady wins the race. Might be comfortable to walk in Vans, but it's hard to run in Rick Owens' Kiss Heels, baby. And that's my best tip for you right now. At the moment, just keep the ball rolling. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video, and hopefully you learned a couple things. The main thing I want to say here is life is all about change, you know? But the change that I don't like is when prices change. So that's why I like to thank the sponsor of this video, Secured, for helping me secure things for retail so I don't have to worry about resale and prices going up. They're a big friend of the channel. Make sure you click the link in the description and sign up and use code FRUGAL50. You'll get 50% off your first month. I'll see you in the Discord. And also I'm streaming. So if you want to see me live, maybe not in a bathroom like I am now. Maybe, I don't know. You gotta check it out at twitch.tv/Vans at the Met Gala. I'm also at this idea where I learn how to sew and make clothes. So if you want to learn how to make clothes and maybe make a brand or just make clothes for yourself, tune in. I'm learning with you. I don't know anything. Life is about change. This was the last video of 2021. I'm currently in a hotel bathroom in Los Angeles. That's why it is like this. The production value has skyrocketed. So don't overcommit too much to being mid, and I'll see you guys in the next year. Everybody comment 2013 will be my year in the comments. I want to see as many of those as I can. So thank you for tuning in.